It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the legendary venues in the sport, historic Soldier Field in Chicago. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, partner. A couple of teams that were cellar dwellers a year ago, but as we've seen being around the league for a while, man, that can change one season to the next.
And how often do we see, Mike, a team that finished at the bottom of their division just a year later be the division champion? I'm not suggesting that it's easy or necessarily that these two teams are going to find themselves in that position. But the NFL is made up of a formula that says you don't have to stay long forever. If you make the right decisions, you can go from worst to first very quickly.
Here's Cairo Santos ready to get this one started. Off we go from Soldier Field. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jayden Daniels.
And even though he's just a rookie, Mike, I think it's safe to say Jayden Daniels, he is one of the most dynamic athletes that we have in the entire NFL at the quarterback position. And on top of that, he's not a one-dimensional player. Yes, he's going to make splash plays with his feet, and he's going to make some highlight reel plays. But he is a quarterback. He can make every throw. He's got great arm talent. If he can continue to find the balance between...
Oh, the first play, and he is intercepted. Picked off by Tyreek Stevenson. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
An opening play call like that, Mike, has exactly one goal. Let's connect on something early and quiet this home crowd. But all they did was energize them. I mean, listen to this place after that interception. They're feeding into it. They're giving this offense extra momentum as they now take the field.
Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
Mike, the term generational talent, it gets thrown around a bit too loosely these days, in my opinion, but you can make an argument if one guy coming out of the draft the last couple years was worthy of that description, it's Caleb Williams. I mean, the arm talent, the playmaking ability, the ability to play off script when things don't go perfectly. I mean, he is such an interesting prospect, special player, and I'm excited to watch him here in this one.
That one knocked away and incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore all over that. Gets a hand in there to knock it away.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
On 4th down, it's Cairo Santos on for the Bears field goal. Officially, this will be a 43-yarder. Santos's kick is good. And the Bears are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. This will be returned from the 6. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready now for their second drive. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. On play action, Daniels. That pass taken in by McLaurin.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Off the zone read, Daniels gonna hang on to it. And they're gonna work this down inside the 45.
I think this is something we're gonna continue to see today, Mike, as this game goes along. They're gonna make the defense make a decision. Do you want to account for the running back, or do you want to account for the quarterback? In this case, they choose the running back, and the quarterback makes them pay by picking up the 1st down.
On 1st down, Daniels. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On 2nd down, it's Daniels. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Inside the 10, it is caught. And they're gonna get this all the way down inside the 5.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
The big guys are on. Jumbo set here for 1st and goal. Off the bootleg, here's Daniels. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Pretty evident that the defense is just giving no time of day to any run actions. They are playing pass all the way, and he can continue to give as many play action fakes as he wants. It hasn't affected anybody, and in this case, it results in a sack.
Now from the 7, it's 2nd and goal. They'll motion over Samuel. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And the defense stiffening here. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3rd and goal coming up.
So on 2nd down, they try to hammer it in on the ground, Mike, but now on 3rd and goal, I don't think you have any choice but to put this ball in your quarterback's hands and test this defense through the air.
3rd and goal. It's Daniels. And he does all he can to get away, but they're going to get him right at the line of scrimmage, and it will bring up 4th down.
feels like they needed that sack this entire drive. It feels like the defense was really on their heels. The offense was taking it to them really however they wanted to. So to be able to take a deep breath now, disrupt the rhythm of the drive by getting that sack, that might go a long way now to allow them to get off the field.
So it's 4th down, and Austin Seibert out to try the Washington field goal. His kick is good. And the Commanders will tie the game at 3 apiece.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So the field goal draws us even. It is now 3-3 as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Bears offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3. As they start 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Open man, that's Devin Duvernay. First run of the game here for DeAndre Swift. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Open man, that's Rome Odunze. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Swift. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. They'll go again with Swift. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bears will take a 6-3 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Cairo Santos, following the made field goal, back out to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he works his way through an opening. Up past the 35. Nice run for 8 on that one. Here's 2nd and 2. Another run here for Robinson. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the 1st quarter. It's been a game of field goals so far. It's the Bears off to the early lead. We're back to Soldier Field after this. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. He'll get this complete to Gallup. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another 1st down.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space, because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry.
A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. T.J. Edwards there on the stop. They face 2nd down and 7. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. This one is caught by Gallup. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. They'll run with Robinson. Powering forward. He's in. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Commanders. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Austin Seibert now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Commanders open the lead to 4. It's 10-6. Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. A play fake. Now Williams. Duvernay with the grab. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a 1st down.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Another run here. Another run by Swift. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Swift. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now Williams. Brought in by the tight end, Cole Kmet. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a 1st down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. Mike, I have to be honest, when offenses come up with run play designs, blocking the corner is not really a big priority. But in this case, great job not only forcing it on the outside, but defeating the block, coming up and making the tackle, and keeping it to no gain.
It'll be a short pickup down to the 31. Frankie Luvu there to make the play defensively. They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. He'll try and carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Commanders come up with it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback, extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
The Commanders' offense and running back Brian Robinson on the field for their next drive. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. He was trying to hook up with Deebo Samuel that time. It's 2nd down. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. And that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
On 4th down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tressway to punt. And back deep is Devin Duvernay to return. This returnable from inside his own 40. The Bears offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start with great field position up at their 45. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That's complete to Moore on the right side. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
On the give, here's Swift. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Williams. That's a short throw caught by Komet. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Throwing is Williams. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
On 4th down, here's Torrey Taylor to punt for Chicago, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Commanders' offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. He'll complete this one. That's Deebo Samuel.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. To throw is Daniels. Now they'll set up the screen to Eckler. And he's going to be taken down up around the 24-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Now Daniels. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
That big boy was moving, Mike. That was impressive. I mean, it's not easy to bring down this quarterback in any situation, but to hawk him down from his interior defensive line spot nearly out by the sideline, that's beyond impressive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They don't want a repeat of 1st down, so they'll keep it on the ground now. And he's going to be out of bounds. 000 up there on the clock. We have reached the end of the 1st half.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports Studios and our halftime report. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Bears offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. They'll begin with 1st and 10. A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. First down throw there is incomplete. DeAndre Swift, the intended target. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. It's Swift. He's going to have a Bears first down. He's up to the 45-yard line. shotgun. It's a give to Swift. Here's a 2nd and 6. Here's a designed run. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
And you could tell pretty quickly, Mike, that once the quarterback started chopping his feet, that there was nowhere for him to go. Great job by the defense, not only reading quarterback run, but getting him down behind the line.
Here's 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
Every time a quarterback is sacked, everyone kind of looks around at the offensive lineman like, oh, come on, guys, pick it up. I don't think this was on the O-line at all. I think the quarterback is holding on to the ball too long. You know what they say, Mike? Sacks, those are quarterback stats.
The Bears sending out their punt team. And they'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Commanders' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. He'll get this out to the left flat. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Throwing on 2nd down. Daniels. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On the handoff, it's Robinson. He's able to get away from one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. The lane closed quickly, and here comes 3rd down. Here's Daniels. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Commanders about to send this one away as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Bears offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Off play action. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. To throw is Williams. We'll try to set up the screen here to Swift. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Commanders come up with it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. The Bears send out their punt team. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Gets a quick throw over to Samuel. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They get 12 yards on that pass. Good for a Commanders' 1st down. They'll run with Robinson. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
The tight end Ertz in motion. They'll go again with Robinson. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the first down. Throwing is Daniels. He gets it to Samuel, left side. On second down, it's Daniels. He'll get this complete to Gallup. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. So, here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Pass brought in by Samuel. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Off the bootleg, here's Daniels. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So, really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. 1st down and goal. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Seibert now following the touchdown. He's out to kick it away. Now return coming from the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Out comes Caleb Williams and the rest of this Bears offense. And as we take you back through the highlights, there aren't many of them from a quarterbacking perspective. He's been unable to sustain a lot in any of these drives and does not have a touchdown pass to this point. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. They will run it over center with Swift. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
On third down, here's Swift. And he'll take this one up to about the 34-yard line. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's fourth down. They'll indeed go. It's Williams. And they're going to get the first down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Williams. He runs with it. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Williams going to look to throw it on first down. He'll get this underneath to Swift. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Duvernay with the grab. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
You can just see the frustration of the defender. Did you see him get off the quarterback? He's like, man, hold that ball for one tick longer, man. I'm there to record the sack. Nice job by the quarterback having that timing and rhythm to get that ball out of his hand. But you can imagine, he got close this time. That defender, he's going to keep coming, and don't be surprised if he eventually gets to him.
He's going to take a shot down the field.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
Open man, that's Duvernay. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
He'll try to throw again. Here's Williams. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Rome Odunze. Touchdown, Chicago. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So let's see if the Bears can keep it rolling as they go for 2. Williams to the air once more. That'll be caught, and he cannot get in. The try for 2 comes up empty, so unable to get within a field goal. The difference remains 5. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to kicking away. Here comes a return from the 5. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The visitors' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. On the option, here's Robinson. And some good running there. That's a 1st down up to the 43.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
On play action, Daniels. That's complete. John Bates, the tight end. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
They run over center with Robinson. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. A run here with the veteran. It's Austin Eckler. And now at 152, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. And he'll bring this inside the 30. A gain of about 4. The offense is out there. 4th and inches. They'll go. It's Robinson. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down. Quite a call there. They go for it on 4th and inches, and it's a gain of 5.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. So, a win here on the road for the Commanders. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play, and in the end, they come away with the victory. So, that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.